So I wanted to make a quick video about how you can increase the tension in your pressure roller spring. The reason being, some people have had a little issue with their uLoops Plus, where when they're trying to go backwards, the tape stops as it's trying to pass the capstan, the splicing kind of point, gets stuck. And it's a bit disappointing, but that is the nature of mechanical stuff. I sort one issue, make it smooth in both directions and create a new one. Strangely, the issue didn't occur on mine, and when I went back through some of my older prototypes, I noticed that, yeah, it did happen on some. So I tried lots of different things, like different splicing techniques, different splicing tapes, diagonal splices, different lengths, all sorts of things. And my conclusion was, it's not the tape. What it is it's this tensioner arm. And you can see the one on this demo one I've got here, uTape scrubber, is perfectly straight. And that's after a little bit of adjustment. But on the ones where it wasn't working, I noticed that the tensioner spring was... Oh, this is dusty. Excuse me. It's been in my workshop for God knows how long. But notice that it's a lot more bent. So the solution is to readjust this tensioner arm. And I can only assume it's a case of, some of these... might have been used more than others. Some might have been left with the playhead engaged, which is going to slightly reduce the tension force over time, I guess. But yeah, anyway, less about the problem, more about the solution. So what I did was I was able to just very easily pop off the pressure roller. And then you can get access to the spring, which you can see underneath is now perfectly horizontal. So if I go over to this one, which is one of my older ones, and we're going to do the same. And to remove the roller, all you need is a tiny little flathead and preferably two hands, which would always help. But I'm just going to pry it like that. This would be so much easier with two hands. There we go. Oh, when there's a will, there's a way. Pop it off. If I can do it with one hand, filming and talking, I think hopefully anyone can do this. So yeah, then you'll see the spring there is slightly bent. So to adjust it, what we want to do is get this straight now. So we're going to engage. So, we've got a solid kind of point to work off, and we're just going to take our thumbnail. If you haven't got a thumbnail, or you haven't got a thumb, sorry, I shouldn't laugh. Use a mini flathead screwdriver. I actually had a teacher who didn't have a thumb, so I shouldn't be saying that. She was an IT teacher, so I guess it was all right, 'cause she could still type. You don't really, anyway. Use your thumb or a flathead to just bend this upwards. And what we're looking for is it to go level or straight. You got to laugh, otherwise you're crying, aren't you, really? And that's life. Almost, that's, yeah, I'm going to go just one little nudge. What we're looking for really is to close the gap. It's a bit hard to show you here, but here's one I don't think I've adjusted. You can see there's quite a wide gap there. We can probably go about a mil, maybe 1.5 mils. But what we're looking for in the end is to still be able to, and I'm going to pop this pressure wheel back on, still be able to drop the cassette on easily. We don't want to adjust this spring so much that when the pressure roller's on, it's kind of fouling, dropping the tape in. So just bear that in mind. We do want to increase the tension by making it kind of straight like it is now. I might even go a little bit more. There you go, that's exactly what I'm looking for. But yeah, we don't want to push it too far. So we want to pop this wheel back on now, and you'll see that there's a piece that kind of juts down off the bottom of it, and then there's a little gap, which is, hopefully you can see that, there's a small gap, which is where that spring is going to sit. So just start off by making sure that obviously you're going to drop the holes over that plastic mount, and again, doing this with one hand rather than two is a bit difficult, but you can see there the metal tab that I was showing you is above it. Now hopefully, and what we're looking for is for it to go up and down. Then if we pop the tape in, what you're going to notice is, see how close that is now, where even when it's not engaged. That's what we're looking for, because what it means is when I press it, we've got even more tension. So I hope that makes sense to people. If it doesn't, and you want to send it back to me to do that, that's fine. Hopefully I won't be inundated with people wanting that done. I think if I can do it with one hand, hopefully anyone can do it. There's nothing to break. I've taken these pressure wheels off so many times before, and I think this is like my 12th attempt at making this video. So yeah, if I can, they come off, boop, and they go back on. There's no problem. And this spring, if you've got this engaged and you push up here a little bit, you physically couldn't break it if you tried, because it's going to hit that capstan before it even would get near being damaged. So just take it gently, a little bit at a time, and yeah, you should be able to straighten that tensioner spring out and increase the tension. So yeah, I'm going round in circles now, going round in loops, but until next time, peace, love and tape loops. Bye now.